A chance meeting. On a crisp autumn day in the bustling city of New York, Emma, a talented but overworked graphic designer, hurriedly made her way through Central Park. She was late for an important meeting and decided to take a shortcut through the park, hoping to save some time. Little did she know that this hurried decision would change her life forever. As she briskly walked along the winding paths, her attention was caught by a small, curious dog that had somehow managed to tangle itself in its own leash. Laughing, Emma knelt down to help untangle the dog. Just as she finished, she looked up to see the dog's owner, a handsome man with kind eyes and a warm smile. "Thank you so much," he said, slightly out of breath from chasing his playful pet. "I'm Jack, and this is Max." "No problem at all," Emma replied, standing up and dusting off her jeans. "I'm Emma." They exchanged pleasantries and laughed about Max's antics. Emma felt an unexpected connection with Jack, something she hadn't felt in a long time. As they chatted, the world around them seemed to fade away, leaving just the two of them in their own little bubble. Eventually, Emma realized she was even later for her meeting, but for some reason, it didn't seem to matter as much anymore. She and Jack exchanged phone numbers, promising to meet up for coffee soon. As she walked away, she couldn't help but smile, feeling a sense of excitement and possibility. Over the next few weeks, Emma and Jack met frequently, discovering more about each other's lives, dreams, and passions. They shared stories, laughter, and even tears, growing closer with each passing day. Max, of course, was always there, playfully reminding them of the serendipitous meeting that brought them together. One chilly evening, as they strolled through the same park where they first met, Jack stopped and took Emma's hand. "You know," he said softly, "meeting you was the best thing that ever happened to me." Emma's heart swelled with joy. "Me too," she whispered, squeezing his hand. As the city lights twinkled around them, they shared their first kiss, sealing a love story that began with a simple, chance meeting in Central Park. A growing love. As winter approached, Emma and Jack's relationship blossomed. They spent cozy evenings together, wrapped in blankets, sharing their hopes and fears by the fireplace. Their bond deepened with every passing day, and they found comfort in each other's presence. Emma often marveled at how quickly Jack had become a central part of her life. His support and understanding helped her navigate the stresses of her job, and his infectious enthusiasm for life rekindled her own passions. Jack, too, felt grateful for Emma's steady presence and her ability to bring out the best in him. One snowy afternoon, Jack surprised Emma with a visit to an art gallery. "I know you love art," he said, holding her hand as they walked through the exhibit. "I thought this might be a fun way to spend the day." Emma was touched by his thoughtfulness. As they wandered through the gallery, admiring the beautiful works on display, they found themselves drawn to a painting of a serene lakeside scene. "This reminds me of a place my family used to visit every summer," Emma said, her voice filled with nostalgia. Maybe we could go there someday," Jack suggested with a smile. As the days grew shorter and colder, Jack and Emma began to talk about their future together. One evening, as they sipped hot cocoa in a quaint cafe, Jack brought up the subject of moving in together. "I know it's a big step," he said, "but I can't imagine my life without you." Emma felt a rush of emotion. "I feel the same way," she replied, her eyes sparkling with happiness. "Let's do it." They spent the next few weeks searching for the perfect apartment, eventually finding a charming place with large windows and plenty of natural light. Moving in together was an exciting adventure, and they found joy in creating a home that reflected their shared tastes and personalities. One evening, as they unpacked boxes and arranged their new space, Jack turned to Emma with a thoughtful expression. "Do you remember that lakeside place you mentioned at the gallery?" he asked. "Of course," Emma replied. "It's one of my favorite memories." Jack smiled. "I did some research and found out that it's not too far from here. I thought we could visit it this weekend." Emma's heart swelled with love and gratitude. "I would love that," she said, hugging him tightly. Their weekend trip to the lakeside was magical. The serene beauty of the place brought back fond memories for Emma, and she was thrilled to share it with Jack. They spent their days exploring the area, hiking, and enjoying the tranquility of the lake. One evening, as they sat by the water, watching the sunset, Jack took Emma's hand. "Emma," he began, his voice filled with emotion, Meeting you was the best thing that ever happened to me. I can't imagine my life without you, and I don't want to. Will you marry me?" Tears of joy filled Emma's eyes as she nodded. "Yes, Jack. 1,000 times yes." Jack slipped a beautiful ring onto her finger, and they embraced, their hearts full of love and excitement for the future. Planning a future together. After Jack's proposal, their return to the city was filled with excitement and anticipation. Friends and family celebrated their engagement, and Emma and Jack began to immerse themselves in wedding preparations. One crisp morning, as they sat in their favorite cafe, Emma pulled out a notebook filled with ideas and sketches. "I've been thinking about the wedding venue," she said, flipping through the pages. "What if we had it by the lakeside where you proposed? It's such a special place for us." Jack's eyes lit up. "That's perfect," he agreed. "It holds so many beautiful memories already, and it would be a stunning backdrop for our wedding." They spent the next few weeks visiting the lakeside, meeting with event planners, and envisioning their dream wedding. Emma's artistic eye helped them choose decorations that complemented the natural beauty of the location, while Jack focused on finding the perfect music and menu. As the date approached, the couple found themselves drawn even closer. Late-night discussions about seating arrangements turned into heartfelt conversations about their future. They talked about their dreams of starting a family, traveling the world, and supporting each other's careers. One evening, as they sat by their apartment window watching the city lights twinkle, Jack turned to Emma with a tender expression. "I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you," he said softly. "You're my everything." Emma smiled, her heart full of love. "And you're mine," she replied, leaning in for a kiss. The day of the wedding finally arrived, and the lakeside was transformed into a fairy tale setting. Friends and family gathered, their faces filled with joy and anticipation. Emma walked down the aisle, her heart pounding with happiness as she saw Jack waiting for her, his eyes filled with love and adoration. As they exchanged vows, promising to support and cherish each other for the rest of their lives, the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the lake. It was a perfect moment, filled with love, hope, and the promise of a beautiful future. The celebration that followed was a joyous affair, filled with laughter, dancing, and heartfelt toasts. Emma and Jack's friends shared stories of their journey together, highlighting the strength of their bond and the love that had brought them to this day. Later that night, as they sat by the water, holding hands and watching the stars reflect on the lake's surface, Jack turned to Emma. "Today was perfect," he said. "I can't wait to see what the future holds for us." Emma rested her head on his shoulder, feeling an overwhelming sense of contentment. "Whatever it is," she whispered, "we'll face it together." And as the stars shone brightly above them, Emma and Jack knew that their love story was just beginning, filled with endless possibilities and the promise of a lifetime of happiness together. A new chapter. With their wedding day now a cherished memory, Emma and Jack settled into married life, with excitement and a renewed sense of purpose. They loved their cozy apartment in the city, but began to dream of a place with more space, where they could eventually raise a family. One weekend, they decided to explore a quaint town just an hour outside the city. Nestled between rolling hills and a serene river, the town had a charm that instantly captivated them. They stumbled upon a charming house with a white picket fence and a large backyard filled with blossoming flowers. "This feels like home," Emma said, squeezing Jack's hand as they stood outside the house. Jack nodded. "I think this is the place where we can build our future." A few months later, they moved into their new home, thrilled to start this new chapter. They spent weekends decorating and gardening, turning the house into a true reflection of their shared tastes and dreams. The spacious backyard quickly became Max's favorite place to play, adding to their joy. As time passed, Emma and Jack faced new challenges and adventures. Emma, ever the artist, decided to open her own graphic design studio in town, while Jack started a local bookshop that became a community favorite. Their professional lives thrived alongside their personal happiness. One rainy afternoon, Emma received exciting news that she could hardly wait to share with Jack. When he came home, dripping wet but smiling, she greeted him with a warm hug. "I have some news," she said, her eyes twinkling with excitement. "We're going to have a baby." Jack's face lit up with joy. "Are you serious? This is amazing." He hugged her tightly, feeling a rush of happiness and anticipation for their growing family. The months that followed were filled with preparations and tender moments. They transformed a spare bedroom into a cozy nursery, complete with hand-painted murals of whimsical forests and animals. Their friends and family supported them every step of the way, showering them with love and advice. On a beautiful spring morning, their daughter Lily was born, filling their lives with a new kind of love and wonder. As they held her for the first time, Emma and Jack knew that their lives had changed forever in the most wonderful way. Parenthood brought its own set of challenges, but Emma and Jack faced them together, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. They found joy in the little things, watching Lily take her first steps, hearing her first words, and experiencing the world anew through her eyes. One evening, as they sat on the porch watching Lily play with Max in the yard, Jack turned to Emma. "I couldn't have asked for a better partner in this journey," he said, his voice filled with gratitude. Emma smiled, resting her head on his shoulder. "Me neither. We've built something beautiful together." Years passed, and their family grew up, just in size, but in love and experiences. They took trips, celebrated milestones, and supported each other through both joyous and difficult times. Their home became a place of laughter, learning, and love, a testament to the life they had built together. As they grew older, Emma and Jack often reflected on their journey. They cherished the memories of their early days in the city, their serendipitous meeting, and the countless moments of love and joy that had defined their life together. One evening, as they watched the sunset from their porch, Emma turned to Jack. "Do you remember our first meeting in Central Park?" Jack chuckled. "How could I forget? That was the day everything changed." Emma smiled. "I'm so grateful for that day and for every day since. Our love story has been more incredible than I ever could have imagined." Jack took her hand, his eyes filled with love. "And it's only getting better." And as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over their home, Emma and Jack knew that their love story would continue to unfold, filled with endless possibilities and the promise of a lifetime of happiness together.